Of all of the naps a baby takes in the day, there is one that is the most important nap, and that is the first nap of the day. Now again, I said baby, so we are talking 0 to 12 months old for sure. First nap of the day is the most important nap. In this video, we are going to talk about the reasons why this nap is so important and the things you can do to help protect and preserve it. But first, hello, my name is Valerie. I blog at babywisemom.com. I am the mother to 4 children. I have been blogging since the year 2007, and my kids currently range in age from 11 to 18 years old. So why is this nap so important? What about this first nap makes it so special? Like, why would the first nap be any more important than the second, third, or fourth nap if you have a younger baby still taking 4 naps a day? Let's talk about it. The first nap really sets the tone for your entire day. So if your baby takes a great first nap, then you're more likely to get good naps throughout the day. Whereas if your baby does not nap for the first nap or takes a short first nap, then you're more likely to get shorter naps throughout the day because your baby's starting the day off overly tired. And we all know that if you are overly tired, you do not sleep well. So as you're working on naps with your baby, once you get that first nap down in your schedule, like you know what time to start it and you've got baby sleeping well for that first nap, which means your baby is sleeping for at least 1.5 hours and up to 2.5 hours, anywhere in that range. Once you have that down, then you can start working on your other naps. But if you don't get that first nap down, it is much harder to get those other naps to be consistent and great. In the book, Healthy Sleep Habits, Happy Child, Dr. Mark Weisbluth explains that the first nap of the day has the most REM sleep of any nap during the day. For that reason, your first nap is really more of a continuation of night sleep. So your baby probably has a very short first wake time of the day, and it's like you're continuing that night sleep. You do get up and you have like a normal wake time, other than it's probably shorter than other wake times. So with that importance in mind, let's talk about what kind of respect we need to have as parents for that first nap. Because that first nap is so vital, you want to make sure that you are not scheduling things during your baby's first nap. No one wants to be tied home all day, every day for your baby's entire first year, and you just can't be. And especially babies have a lot of things like doctor's appointments that you have to go to. But if you have some flexibility with when to schedule those appointments, schedule them during baby's afternoon nap, not during baby's first nap. I mean, and even better, you try to get it in during baby's awake time, but newborns have such short awake time, it's pretty impossible to get that whole appointment during awake and one awake time, unless you live like right by the hospital or doctor, but you probably are going to creep into a nap. So if you have some flexibility, creep into anything but the first nap. And that goes for other things. Let's not run errands during baby's first nap. Let's not schedule play dates during baby's first nap. If you have people coming over to see your baby, let's try to schedule that for after when your baby's first nap is totally done. Do what you need to do to work around baby's nap. Now, obviously, if Great Aunt Martha, who lives 5 states over, is here to visit and she can only come in the morning tomorrow, yeah, you get baby up during that nap, or let Great Aunt Martha hold baby while baby sleeps during that nap. Like, there are always exceptions to these general rules, but for the most part, when it's typical normal life, as much as you can, respect that first nap, schedule and plan around it. I mentioned this earlier, but you want to keep that first wake window shorter for your baby. So between the time your baby wakes up for the day and that first nap, that is probably going to be your shortest wake time length or wake window of the day. If you have a newborn, a lot of newborns have these exact same amount of time all day long. So it may be 40 minutes for the first, 40 minutes for the second, 40 minutes for the third. We stay with 40 minutes all day long. But as your baby gets older, they tend to have longer wake windows as the day goes on. So the first one might be 40 minutes, the second one might be 60 minutes, the next one might be 70 minutes. Just bear in mind, as you are working on making sure you have that correct wake time length, that the first one is probably going to be the shortest. And once again, remember, think of it as a continuation of nighttime sleep. So it makes sense for it to be short. It seems odd because your baby's been sleeping through the night. And even if they woke up a couple of times to eat, that's still just a lot of sleep, where they get up, they eat, they go back to sleep, get up to eat, go back to sleep. It seems weird to be like, you just slept 10 to 12 hours. Why are we going back to sleep in 30 minutes later? Just because it's what your baby needs, and it's a continuation of that nighttime sleep. So just some general examples. For a newborn, that first wake time length will probably be anywhere from 30 to 45 minutes long. So 0 to 3 months, you are probably looking at baby wakes up at 7 a.m., baby is going to bed for the first nap between 7:30 and 7:45 a.m. By the time your baby's around 4 months old, your baby can probably do around 60 minutes, maybe a little bit more. But so around 4 months old, and between 3 and 4 months old, you're going to start to kind of extend a little more. Obviously, a 1 week old is a much shorter wake time length than a 12-week old or even a 9-week old. So it does slowly extend over time, but you're kind of in that basic 30 to 45 minute window, 0 to 3 months. And then by 4 months, you're at 60 minutes. So obviously between 3 and 4 months old, you are looking at going from about 45 minutes to about 60 minutes. And then as your baby gets older, that can continue to extend. Once your baby's on a 4-hour schedule, there's a good chance that that first wake time length of the day will be 2 hours long. If your baby's on the younger side, moving to a 4-hour schedule, it can be shorter than a 2-hour long wake window. I had one baby who went really young to a 4-hour schedule, just on the younger side. Most of my babies were closer to 7 or 8 months old, 7 months old, maybe 6 months old. But I had one that was closer to 4 months old. And so that one who was 4 months old, we did not do a 2-hour wake time. Like I just said, 4 months is typically closer to 60 minutes. So she actually did like a 1.5 hour wake time and then took a 2.5 hour long nap to make up for that extra 30 minutes to get to that 4-hour schedule. Generally speaking, once you move to a 4-hour schedule, you will typically be at 2 hours. And that should be until your baby is getting ready to drop, now toddler, getting ready to drop that one nap of the day. That one nap being the morning nap. So a toddler will drop the morning nap, which is kind of weird because it's so important, but as they get older, it becomes less important, probably less of an extension of nighttime sleep and more of a nap. So from about 4 months to 12 months, whenever you hit that 4-hour schedule, you should stay at 2 hours at most between the time your baby wakes up and the time that first nap starts. And then as your baby turns into a toddler, a pre-toddler, into toddler, then you get those longer wake windows before the first nap. If you treat that first nap with the respect that it needs, you will reap the benefits. This first nap is typically the longest nap that a baby takes in the day. It's usually the nap that the baby sleeps the best for, and it's usually a nap baby is the most reliable for. And so if you give it the consistency and respect that it needs, then your baby will take a great first nap, which will spill over into great other naps, which spills over into great overall all-day sleep. That does it for this discussion on the great importance of the first nap. I call it the vital nap. If you have any questions, as always, feel free to drop them in the comments and I will answer. If you want even more details on this, be sure to read my associated blog post with this video and you will get even more details. Have a great day and thanks for watching.